everyone, welcome back to the tower and happy end of 2021. I have never gone this long without making a YouTube video. I've failed a lot in the past when it comes to I'm gonna make a lot of content this year and then not made a lot of content, but I've never, since starting my YouTube channel, gone the entire calendar year without making a video. So massively dropped the ball this year. Especially because this was the year that I wanted to document the most because so many exciting things happened in the course of 2021. So many huge life-changing things happened in the course of 2021. And I wanted to document all of them. And I sure didn't. I did nothing. So in its place, I thought I would do kind of a 2021 recap, break it all down, talk about what I did, talk about what happened, and hopefully by the end of it, you will understand why I made no videos. And it's because we have not taken a breath since 2021 started. It has just been the most back-to-back, jam-packed, chaotic year, probably of my entire life, and both in the best and worst of ways, because it's just been exhausting, but also so exciting. And thought I would go through all of the cool, awesome, wonderful things that happened with you guys. And hopefully next year I will be better about making videos for reasons that I will cite in this video. Here we go. So January. I think I'm just gonna highlight the huge things. So 3 huge things happened in the month of January. The first one being Adam and I were maid of honor and best man for our best friends, Doug and Holly's wedding, and we threw them their wedding shower in January. So we went to South Florida and we had a really nice time at their wedding shower. We did it at an outdoor park in South Florida because obviously COVID and we weren't vaccinated yet or anything. So outside, we had masks, we did hand sanitizer, the whole thing. And we kind of had it be sort of small with just close family and friends so that we were still able to throw them a wedding shower. And we did it joint so that it was guys and girls. It was really great. And then that also meant we got to spend time with them while we were down there and hang out with them. And we stayed with Adam's family, so we got to spend time with them as well, which was great. The second thing that happened in January, which was huge and life-changing and insane, Adam and I bought a house, which is what's happening back here, not my normal background. We put a deposit on a brand new townhome my birthday week of 2020, and it was supposed to be ready in February, and we were supposed to close in February, and we knew January was going to be a busy month, so we had asked for that to continue, but they were like, no, you need to close now in January. So we rushed to pack up our old apartment, tell our old apartment that we were breaking our lease, move everything into our new apartment, not to mention getting all of the paperwork ready and stuff that you need to close on a house, and the financial stuff, because you need a certain amount of money in a certain bank account for a certain period of time, all of that, and tried to rush around and get that all finished by January. And it worked and it was successful. It's the most adult thing we've ever done. We're homeowners now. Absolutely wild. We live about 30 minutes away from where our apartment was, and it's definitely not our forever home. It's our starter home, but we're really happy to have more space. It's a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath townhome. So Adam and I both have our own offices plus our bedroom, and it gives us a lot of space when guests are here. We're still getting it in order. We still don't have a ton of furniture in those 2 extra bedrooms. We both have a desk and a desk chair, and that's it. We need to still buy a couch or a guest bed or something in each room. And yeah, it's just been a really positive change. So that was the massive thing that happened in January, was just closing and moving into our house. The other huge thing that happened in January was that I bought my wedding dress. So we had made plans that the last weekend of January, we were gonna go wedding dress shopping. My grandma, my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, my maid of honor, Holly, all came to town, and then my 2 local bridesmaids that live in Orlando area, they took time off work to come, and then I was only missing 1 bridesmaid that just couldn't make it. My best friend Courtney, that lives in Georgia, wasn't able to come, but other than that, everybody was here, and we found the dress. I really wanted to go to a cute local boutique. I had found different ones, because what I wanted for a wedding dress initially was long sleeved, lots of lace, definitely very princessy, but more lace than sparkle, or a ton of tulle, but still sleeves. Any of the boutiques that I called because of COVID were like, you can bring 1 to 2 guests maximum. And that just didn't work for me because, for those of you that don't know, my mom is no longer with us, and that was really emotional to think about going wedding dress shopping without her. It was very emotional to go wedding dress shopping without her. I cried a ton. And I was like, no, I want all of my best friends and like all of the women that are super important to me to be there. And so I called David's Bridal, and they were like, we can accommodate that many people, it's fine. So that's where we went, and it actually worked out because while I was looking at David's bridal dresses, I found a dress on Instagram from David's Bridal that I was like, oh my God, that's the dress. That's what I want. And I went in with that picture and I was like, can I try this on? It was the first dress I tried on, and it ended up being my dress. I tried on some other ones too while I was there, but it was far and away the winner. I don't think I would have left in any of the other dresses if that one hadn't existed. And yeah, we found it. So it was not what I expected. Like I said, I thought I was gonna have long sleeves and lace or a lot of tulle and a flower crown. I didn't think I would wear a veil. Like, I had a whole vision. And my dress, if you haven't seen pictures, I'll put some wedding pictures of me in my dress here. My dress is not any of the things that I just said, but it was beautiful and I felt like a princess, and it was perfect. And that was January. February was not as busy. It was mostly just getting settled into our house still and working. And then I had a Disney day with a lot of my friends in February at one point. And that was pretty much it for February. March is pretty similar. We were still getting settled in a little bit. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, as tradition would have it, all of my friends and I went to Epcot and drank around the world and had a really nice time. That is our St. Patrick's Day tradition. And it was also my last St. Patrick's Day with an Irish last name, so had some sentimental meaning to me. April was a busy month because April was Doug and Holly's wedding. So the first week of April, we went to South Florida for a few days for Adam to get his suit fitted. And it was kind of nice for us to just have like a little pre-wedding celebration, the 4 of us together too. So that was kind of cool. And then we came home for a week, I worked, and then we went back to South Florida for 5 days for the wedding. So yeah, the Wednesday night we got there, we just like hung out and talked and played games. And then Thursday we like ran some wedding errands, did some last minute stuff, and again hung out. And then Friday was rehearsal dinner day. We did again some last minute errands. We checked into the hotel that everybody was going to be staying at, which was like not super far from their venue. And I stayed with Holly the night before the wedding, and Adam stayed with Doug the night before the wedding. We went to their rehearsal, which was really nice, really smooth. And then we went to dinner, which was at this amazing Italian restaurant in South Florida called Agliolio. So good. I'd never been there before, but it was delicious. We had such a good time. After dinner, Doug and Holly said their goodbyes, and we had some fun at the hotel with the girls, me and Holly's cousin Megan, who was also a bridesmaid. We all got to hang out, and we just had some drinks and talked, and it was a really nice time. And then all of Doug's groomsmen were with him. And then Saturday was go time. We got up, we went and got breakfast at Brooklyn Water Bagel and got coffee because it's what the bride wanted. And then we went back to the hotel and started getting ready and had all of her hair and makeup people coming in and getting us all prettied up. And then we went to the venue, and it was so wonderful. It's the first wedding I've been to as an adult, and it was so magical. We had such a great time. The wedding itself was beautiful. It was outside. It was in like this little garden. Their daughter was like walking around and like playing with like trees and plants and stuff the whole time. Their reception was just an absolute blast. We danced and drank and ate, and the food was good, and it was just so much fun, and it went by so quickly. And yeah, it was one of the absolute best days ever, but definitely one of the best days of 2021, and I wish we could relive it 100 times. It was so great. That night, Adam and I stayed in our own room at the hotel, and we ordered fast food through Uber Eats because just it had been hours since we had ate by the time we finished dancing and everything. We were both starving, and it was the best McDonald's I've like ever had. It was so hot and so fresh. And we just like hung out in our hotel bed and like ate food. It was like 1 a.m. and we were just like watching TV and eating snacks, and it was so great. But yeah, that was absolutely one of the best weekends, best days of 2021. It was so wonderful. Something else that I skipped over, and I can't believe I skipped over it, but it doesn't even feel like it was this year. I got vaccinated. Here's the story of how I got vaccinated. In March, it was not yet time for my age group and my health status or whatever to get vaccinated. Like, it wasn't open to everyone yet. But I was at Publix one night, And I had been calling and asking because I knew they were throwing a lot of vaccines out in different pharmacies and stuff because people weren't getting them. And they had said, like, usually if you come in close to 8, if we have any left over, we'll go ahead and do it. And so we were making tacos for dinner that night and I needed an avocado. So I just like ran to Publix and I was like, you know what? Let me see if they can do it. And it's worth noting, I am the biggest baby about needles and anything medical related, but especially needles. It's why I don't have tattoos, even though I want so many of them. And I was like, hey, I was just wondering if you had any extra COVID vaccines. And they were like, we have one left. Do you want it? And I was like, yup. And I was so scared because nobody was with me. Like, Adam didn't come with me because I was just picking up an avocado. And I like called him and I was like, do you care if I get this without you? Because like, I don't know, it was kind of a big milestone and I figured we would do it together. And he was like, no, like, do it. And I'm so proud of myself. I was so brave. I barely cried. And I got the COVID vaccine at Publix. And I had the next day off work. I didn't actually really have any side effects. It hurt to lift my arm for like 2 days. But other than that, I had no side effects from the first dose. And yeah, it was just a funny story because I like was not going to get vaccinated that day. I was waiting, until it opened or until I happened to know that there was a place that had extras, but Publix had one left for me. And it was just such an exciting day. Like, I just remember feeling like, okay, things are gonna be normal again. Like, we are taking a step to being normal. Maybe I get to have a wedding without masks. Maybe I get to watch fireworks on Main Street sometime soon. Maybe I'll get to hug Mickey again soon. Like, these were like huge, big things going through my mind. Yeah, it was a really happy day and a really happy memory. And I can't believe I forgot it, but it just doesn't feel like it was in 2021. It feels like it was forever ago. That was in March, but now I'm done with April too. Yeah, we had Doug and Holly's wedding and that was pretty much it for April. May was my best friend Joanna's birthday, and so we had like a weekend celebration for her birthday, which was a blast. I also forgot my friend Freddie's birthday was in February too, and we did a celebration for that. It's been a busy year. So that was a really fun weekend in February, and then in May we had Joanna's birthday, and that was a blast. And then in June, Adam and I went to Delaware/Maryland for our friends Sam and Joey's reception. They were supposed to get married in they did get married in 2020, but they ended up having like a more intimate wedding because of COVID. And so they had their reception this year so that we could all go celebrate with them. And so we went to that and that was so much fun. And I got to mark 2 states off my bucket list because I had never been to Maryland or Delaware, and they kind of lived right on the border. So we got to be in both states. And we stayed in a huge Airbnb with a bunch of our friends that also went to the reception and got to play like a lot of games and just hang out. And it was a really fun time. So it was also our first flight since COVID. It was really smooth. It wasn't that bad. Okay, so July. 2 huge things happened in July. The first one being that fireworks returned to Walt Disney World. If you know me, you know fireworks are my favorite part of Walt Disney World, Wishes and Happily Ever After, namely, but all firework shows, very important to me. And to have Happily Ever After back was a dream come true. Adam and I went reopening night to go see Happily Ever After, and it was incredible. It rained, but it was such a nice night. We parked at the Grand Floridian and walked on the pathway, even though it was drizzling, over to Magic Kingdom. It was so packed. I never thought I would see Main Street look like that again this time last year. And just to see, or well, not this time last year, but that time last year, I just never thought that I would see that again. Barely less than a year since Walt Disney World reopened, to have fireworks back on Main Street and to have that many people in one place was incredible. Seeing Happily Ever After again was just an absolute dream come true. So absolutely wonderful. That same week, at the end of the week, was Adam's birthday. Throughout that weekend, we saw Shang-Chi. We had breakfast at Cape May Cafe for the first time. We had dinner at Trattoria Al Forno with Adam's mom and sister. We had dinner at Tusker House, which we had never been to. We did a cake tasting at the place that did our wedding cake with Adam's mom and sister, and we took our engagement photos. So it was a very, very busy week, but it was so much fun. We had a really nice time celebrating Adam's birthday. And it was definitely like heavy wedding focused. That's okay. I have something big planned for 2022, so it's all good. Another huge, massive, life-changing thing that happened was back in May, Adam got a full-time remote job and he loved it instantly. He loved the culture. He loved everything about it. And he was like, you should work here. You've been unhappy for a while and you should work here. And I was hesitant because I had already gotten all this time off approved for the wedding and for wedding related events, even though I fought for the time off that I had. And also all my friends worked where I worked before, and I had been at the place that I was previously working for 6.5 years, and it was like a security blanket, even though I was kind of miserable and crying like every single day. And I was like, no, after the wedding, I'll apply, but I don't want to risk it before the wedding because of all the time off that I have and stuff. Like, we'll just wait until after. And then something happened at work, and I was like, absolutely not. I am not staying here. I applied to the company that Adam works for. He referred me. I had an interview that same week. I had one interview with 2 people. Like, I had an interview with 2 managers on, I think, Thursday or Friday. And on, I think, Monday or Tuesday of the following week, I just had an offer letter in my inbox. Nobody said anything. I was sitting at my desk at my old job, and I was refreshing my email, and I was like, oh my God, yeah. And I started freaking out. I told my best friend Joanna, because she was sitting at the desk next to me, and she like celebrated with me, and we both cried, and it was just the best moment. I'm like texting Adam, and it was such a glorious day. And I remember she said to me, she's like, you look like 1,000 pounds has been lifted off your shoulders. Like, you look so free. And it was truly one of the happiest moments of the past several years, because I had been miserable. It was really sad to leave all my best friends, because 3 of my favorite people in the entire world work in that building, and yeah, the thought of not being with them all the time was really sad and scary. But other than that, I was so ready to get the heck out, and I sure did, and it was great. That was a huge life-changing thing that happened in July. I love my new job. I work Monday through Friday. I have Saturdays and Sundays off. I work remotely. I work from my bed most days. My coworkers are great. If it's a government holiday, I don't work it. I didn't have to go to the mall during the holiday season at all this year. I did not touch a mall. The closest thing I came to a mall was Disney Springs. My mental health is so much better, and been really great. First week of August is both Ava and Holly's birthday, so we went to South Florida to celebrate Ava's 3rd birthday. It was kind of the first birthday that she like understood what was happening. We went to South Florida and experienced her birthday party, and we had so much fun. And then the following weekend, Doug and Holly and Ava came up here, and we celebrated Holly's birthday, and Atlantic Dance Hall reopened, so we got to go and celebrate there, just me and Holly, and had like a girls' dance night. We did the parks. We did Magic Kingdom. Ava saw her first fireworks, which was really cool. She really loved them, and it was awesome to see, as a fireworks stan, to see her so excited about fireworks. Later in August was my friend Jimmy's birthday, so we did a weekend celebration for that also, which was a blast. And now we're into September, and September starts wedding mania. Second week of September was Adam's bachelor party. So all of Adam's groomsmen were in my house for one night, and then they all went to a Fort Wilderness cabin for Adam's bachelor party. And then a few days after that was my bachelorette party, and my bachelorette party was super rad. Holly did such a good job planning it with my other bridesmaids. We were 5 nights in a Fort Wilderness cabin. We went to Epcot one day, we did a pool day, we had dinner at Ohana one night, we had drinks at Geyser Point at Wilderness Lodge one night, and went to Hollywood Studios, played a lot of games in the cabin. It was a really nice time to have all my favorite people together. It was really great. Holly and I did a fireworks. She surprised me with a fireworks dessert cruise. And that was my last viewing of Happily Ever After. My last viewing in front of the castle for Happily Ever After was on our Magic Kingdom day of my bachelorette party, but then we saw it one last time together at the dessert cruise, and it was so much fun. And yeah, that was my bachelorette party. It was a blast. And then I worked that week, and then it was wedding time. And I think I will make a separate video talking about my wedding and honeymoon more in depth, because there's a lot to cover. Wedding week was crazy. October 1st was our rehearsal dinner. We got to see Harmonious from the balcony of the room that we had our rehearsal dinner in. So like, that was great. Our food was delicious. And then Adam and I obviously split up for the night. All the guys stayed with Adam, and Holly and I stayed in my suite. And then that night, Courtney and Holly and Joanna and Jimmy and Freddie and I went out and got drinks. And then Holly and I went upstairs and watched Friends and talked. And I like barely slept at one point. I like put in my AirPods and watched The Office on my phone, because I was just like, I'm awake. Finally went back to sleep. And yeah, then the next day we like spent the morning getting ready. We had breakfast from Starbucks, got to like chat a little bit, and then the wedding happened. It was beautiful and wonderful. It went off without a hitch. Punzi did the best job ever. She did so good because she walked down the aisle with Doug. She didn't bark at all. She laid next to Doug and sat next to Doug at the altar the whole time. She did so good. And it was pretty much the perfect wedding in my opinion. As far as like the ceremony, it was short, sweet, and to the point. Adam and I did our own vows. Everybody cried. It was great. It was wonderful. And then our reception happened. Our reception was so much fun. It was the most fun night of my entire life. And I hate that, like, I don't think we will ever be able to replicate that level of magic again, but it was so perfect in every possible way. And I hate that it's over. I want to cry thinking about it, but it was the best night ever. We had so much fun. Oh my God, I forgot to, we had a after party after our wedding. We all went up to the room that I got ready in, and a bunch of my friends and Adam's friends. We had some drinks and like listened to music and talked, and it was a really nice cap off to the night because you're so busy during the wedding, you don't get to like really talk much with anybody, so that was really nice. We started our honeymoon. Our honeymoon was from the day we had off for the wedding, which was September 30th, until we got back was 3 weeks. So we were off September 30th until October 17th. We left for our honeymoon on October 4th and we came back on October 17th. We spent 5 nights on the Disney Dream, which was our first ever Disney cruise. It was insane, amazing, incredible, everything I've ever wanted. So much fun. I can't wait to make a video talking about it. After our time on the Disney Dream, when we were done, we stayed at Coronado Springs for 1 night, mostly just so we could take the cruise shuttle. And then the following day, we took Magical Express to the airport and we went to Disneyland and stayed at the Disneyland Hotel for 4 nights. And then after Disneyland, we took a red eye and flew back to Florida and stayed at the Polynesian for 3 nights. And that was the end of our honeymoon. It was insane and crazy and wonderful and amazing. And we had so much fun. And then the last week of October was Halloween, obviously. And we went to South Florida and spent Halloween with Doug and Holly and Ava and went trick-or-treating with them. And that was really fun. The first week of November was my birthday. It was a low-key birthday this year just because by the time we got back from the like everything was crazy leading up to the wedding, and then it was the wedding, and then we were home 2 weeks before my birthday. A couple weeks later obviously was Thanksgiving. It was this is my first holiday season not working in retail, so it was just kind of glorious, honestly. Adam and I decided to spend the holidays this year alone. It is our first married holiday season, and so I think it was really important for us this year to start kind of forging our own traditions, and we want to start hosting holidays. And so we had our own Thanksgiving this year, just the 2 of us. Normally we go to my family's, but we were like, honestly, 1, we're tired from the wedding, and 2, like, we have our own home and we're married and we want to have our own Thanksgiving. Cooked the night before and day of, and then we had a really nice dinner, and then we saw Encanto the night of Thanksgiving. We went on a date and saw Encanto, and it was really great. Black Friday evening, our friends Angel and Paige came up from South Florida and they stayed for the weekend, and we watched the Jonas Brothers Family Roast and went shopping and just ate and hung out and played games, and it was a really nice time. It was really great to see them and to fangirl about Taylor. And oh my God, I forgot one of the biggest things in November. Why does this happen to me every year when I'm like recounting the year? I just keep forgetting things. Red, Taylor's version, came out and changed my life. If you don't know, Red by Taylor Swift is my favorite album of all time ever. She released the re-record of it. She also released Fearless earlier in the year, which was wonderful as well, but Red, I live and die by Red, and so to have her version in my hands this year was incredible. And so that's also a huge part of our conversation when Paige and Angel were here, was just talking all about the album. And yeah, that was just absolutely a highlight of 2021. The first weekend of December, on Saturday, the 4th, I think it was, Joanna, Jimmy, and I went to Epcot, did our traditional eat and drink around the world, and we saw the Candlelight Processional, and Jodie Benson was narrating. We were sad we didn't get to see Neil Patrick Harris this year, but I think Jodie Benson did an amazing job. I'm a huge fan of Jodie Benson and her entire family, honestly. I follow them all on Instagram. I'm obsessed. They're the cutest family of all time. That was a really awesome way to start the holiday season for real. And then Adam and I got our Christmas tree delivered. We got a real Christmas tree, but Home Depot will actually mail you a Christmas tree, and that was great because we did not want to haul it on top of our car, because that is another thing I forgot that happened this year. We bought a new car. We traded in our old Kia Soul and we got a brand new 2021 Kia Soul, and yep, that also happened. I forgot. But yeah, we set up our tree, and then the second weekend of December, Doug and Holly and Ava came up and we hung out and played games and stuff, and then we went to Epcot one night, and then they went home for a few days, and they came back the weekend before Christmas, and we did our gift exchange as a group. which was really fun. Watching Ava open presents is so great. She gets so excited. And we like went to the playground here and stuff, and then we were all supposed to go to Night of a Million Lights at Give Kids the World, but Ava was not feeling it that night, so Holly and I ended up going on our own. Adam and Doug stayed back with Ava. Holly and I had a really nice time and just got to enjoy the Christmas decorations and talk and have a night out, so it was really great. That was our Christmas weekend with our best friends, and then Christmas week came. The 22nd, I have a great memory for December. The 22nd, our friends Sam and Joey and all of Sam's family were here from up north. We went to go visit with them and hang out with them. And we just like played some games and ate dinner. And then the 23rd, Joanna and Jimmy and Freddie came over and we did Wintertime Elf, which is Secret Santa. But the last several years, we've just all given gifts anyways. And then Christmas Eve, Adam had to work half day, but I was off, which was delightful. And then Christmas morning, we got up kind of early, considering it was a day off work. We got up at 9, and we made breakfast and played Christmas music, and then we did our gift exchange, and it was just such an awesome time. We got so many great gifts between the two of us, and Punzi got to open her presents, and we did our stockings and everything, and then, sorry, she's just gonna walk around and be wherever she wants to be, right? You're just gonna be here. And then we started cooking after dinner. We went to Night of a Million Lights. Since we weren't all able to go the night that we originally planned the previous weekend, I had messaged them and asked if there was any way that we could like use the 2 tickets that we didn't get to use for another evening, and they were like, absolutely. So Adam and I got to go on Christmas Day, and it was really awesome. It was a great way to cap off our Christmas and get to see all the lights and hang out, and so we had a really nice evening doing that. That is 2021, Cliff Notes version. This video is going to be so long, I already know, I'm so sorry, but 2021 was busy and life-changing, and yeah, a lot happened, and I probably forgot some things. As you noticed, I kept going back to things in the middle of the video, so those were some highlights, and it was a really great year. It was a really busy year, but I ended it a homeowner, a wife. Oh my God, I forgot one of the absolute biggest things that happened this year. See what I mean? So many big things happened. Pause. I was ready to wrap this video up, and now I have to talk about this other thing. While we were on our Disney cruise, Adam and I did something insane. Well, I mean, it's not insane because we've been talking about it for a long time, but Adam and I are now Disney Vacation Club members. Yep, that happened, and that was a huge life-changing event that I can't believe I didn't talk about. So that is 2021 in a nutshell from my perspective. It was a crazy busy year. A lot of life-changing things happened. Technically, I bought 2 different types of property between our house and DVC. We got a new car, we got married, our best friends got married. I mean, just goodness, it's been such a crazy, amazing year, and wow, here we are at the end of it. If you sat through all this, thanks for watching, because it was a lot. I'm a long-winded person, and it was a long year. But yeah, 2021 is coming to a close, and I can't believe it's over. I can't believe that I'm married. I can't believe that all these huge things that I've wanted for like so long happened this year. And I am looking forward to what 2022 will bring. I'm hoping that it's going to bring a lot of fun adventures and a lot of happy memories. I'm just hoping it's a great 2022. Let me know some fun things that happened for you during 2021 in the comments. Have a happy and safe new year, and talk to you guys soon. Bye!